Alright, so welcome to BB True Crime. We're back after a little bit of university hiatus. The stress of masters and theses and just
general life
existing got the better of us a little bit. But we are back with episode 20. The second special that we're doing.
Yes.
Once again, my pick. I feel very honoured.
Oh no, the first one was mine because we
was
did.
the first one your pick?
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was people in trapped spaces.
Yeah,
and
that
I couldn't deal with my claustrophobia for a few weeks after that.
Yeah, that was wild.
But no, this one was my pick, wasn't it? And it's wives who have killed their husbands. Yes.
Or just general women that have killed men.
I was in a mood when I picked this.
But you know what? That's okay because we have some wild ones here.
We do have some wild ones.
I have to say, so we've got 3 cases.
As normal, yeah.
Yeah, as normal in the special episodes. And I have to say, the most wild one is one that's set in Australia. So Caitlin, I know you're listening. Why did you not tell us about this crazy bitch?
It's fair. And in true Australian themed, we have a pack of the Royal Tim Tams with us tonight. I bought them at 3:00 this morning and they turned up by the time I'd woken up. Very impressive service, Amazon. I'm very proud.
And as Boris Johnson says, who can deprive the world of Tim Tams?
Exactly.
And
Tim Tams.
I agree.
I didn't know anything could exist better than a penguin, and then Caitlin shoved the pack of Tim Tams in my face and my world was forever changed.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten a penguin since.
Yeah,
so well done, Caitlin.
Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself. You've ruined us for penguins. So yeah, we have a pack of Tim Tams with us and some Chucky coins. And obviously, your compulsory brews. Obviously, yes.
So grab yourself snacks, grab yourself a drink.
If you have Tim Tams, grab them.
After this, you may be fearing for your life if you're a man. And
shout out to male listeners, we do apologise.
Women are definitely going to be feeling
some kind of way.
Yeah, after this. Yeah. So the first case starts off quite tame. Well, as tame as killing can go.
When you say tame, I really don't think it's all subjective.
My type of tame.
Your tame is wild to me.
And most of them are old.
Older women.
Old women. So.
Okay.
Bit of a change there.
I love that.
But you know what? We do a lot of young folks.
We do. Let's do some.
Let's get them grandmas in.
Let's get the murdering grannies in there.
Let's get the grannies.
I'm here for it. You know what? There are certain pressures that come in older life, I've been informed of. And sometimes it drives you to homicide. And if you've been with the same person for 40 years, dear God, you must be close to murdering somebody.
Yeah. And you know what? No one expects it of a little grandma.
No.
To go kill someone.
No. I mean, mine might.
Also mine. But that's objective, right? That's objective. We just happen to have grandmas that may kill someone.
Very strong-willed and not afraid to do what is necessary.
Yeah.
And if that includes a little bit of unaliving of somebody, then you know what? They got a big family to deal with it. Just saying.
Or blame.
Or blame, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I said, first case, quite tame, sets the tone a little bit.
I feel like the second one is going to be wild.
Second one is the Australian one. Shit goes down. You
like to put the wild ones in the middle.
It was not planned.
Okay.
I didn't know how wild it was till I researched it. And then I was like, what is happening?
Okay. And then the third one we're back down again to a little bit more normal.
It's worse than the tame one. But it's slightly under the second one.
Okay. So we're starting off with the normal one.
And then we also are going to be recording after this the 21st episode, which is the mystery of room 1046.
So 1046? It's not a person, it's a room.
It's a room number and it is unsolved. And it just leaves you with a lot of questions at the end.
I like these ones because there's never an answer.
No.
You're just left mystified and bamboozled.
Yeah, there's not really much evidence in that one either, so it'll be an interesting listen, so feel free to join us with that. So, with that, we will
crack on
with women who kill their husbands.
Right.
So,
speak to me.
Our first lady is a woman called Mary Elizabeth Wilson.
It's a pretty name.
Now I'm going to show you the picture as I hold my hand over the writing.
She does not look like a murderer.
Okay.
She does not. She's got a very cute granny baking cake vibes.
Yes. I don't think she will be doing either of those. So,
It's a shame she looks like she makes nice cakes.
Oh god, don't leave us phone. Thank you. My apologies.
I'm having a Tim Tam.
So, she was known
Mm-hmm.
as the Merry Widow of Windy Nook. Don't know what that means, but I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask.
Windy Nook.
Windy Nook, yes.
That's incredible.
Sounds like
I want to live in Windy Nook.
I don't think you do if she's the type that lives there. So she was a murderer, not a serial killer. And she was also, incidentally, the last woman to be sentenced to death in Durham in 1958.
In England?
In England.
Wild!
Yes.
1958?
Yes.
The death sentence went on that long?
Yeah, I think it went on longer than people realise, but yeah, she was.
I thought it was done away with in the 1900s.
I don't know if there was anyone else any other woman that was sentenced to death after that, elsewhere in the UK, but she was the last one, specifically in Durham. In 1958, yeah.
Okay.
So, actually, however, the sentence actually wasn't carried out.
Okay. Did she die in prison before?
Yeah, was commuted to a lifelong prison sentence, and obviously she was old already, so she ended up dying anyway, so yeah.
Incredible.
So, Mary, or Wilson, was born in Hebburn in South Tyneside.
Tyneside, yeah, no, it's correct.
Yes.
Yeah? Smashed it. Or at least as far as I'm concerned, it's correct.
Thank God. Okay, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, love you guys, but
if anybody does live in Tyneside, we apologise.
Yeah. So she married her first husband. She had a few. Called John Knowles in 1912.
John Knowles. Okay.
They settled in Windy Nook.
Yes.
Yep. Which thing? Gateshead.
Okay. Yeah. I know Gateshead.
However, she had a bit of a lover on the side.
Oh, she had was he a younger lover?
I'm gonna assume so.
Oh, a boy toy. Granny got a boy toy.
I don't know how old she was at this point. So
not yet. Granny had a boy toy.
Yeah, but yeah. So she ended up somehow moving in with the lover.
I'm presuming the husband knew then, because you can't really move to a different...
No. Listen, the lover moved in with them.
Wait, what?
I say this is the tame one, but it's already wild.
It's already... You've already... So the side piece moved in with her and her husband?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to question it.
Don't. It's easier in all these if you just don't.
Okay.
He was called John Russell, by the way.
So we've got John and John.
Yes, 2 Johns.
At least you're not going to say the wrong name.
She likes Johns. Yeah, that's true.
Imagine moaning the wrong name.
She's not going to have that problem. So, in 1955, so at least 30, 40 years later, so I don't know how long this lover was living with them for, but...
Oh, fucking wild, clearly.
Her husband, not the lover, died.
The first John died?
The first John.
Okay.
So she waited 5 months after he died before marrying her lover, John.
At least she's committed to somebody.
Yeah, I don't mean he was already living there, so fair enough.
Exactly, convenience, man. Let's make it official. Oh god.
And it's not known if it's 1956 or early 1957, so it would have been only 2 or 3 years later. He died.
Okay.
Also.
Suspicioso.
A little bit, right? And so the attending physician that saw to both deaths declared that they had apparently died of natural causes, as far as he was aware.
Are we doing the quotation marks?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, Wilson inherited their money.
Incredible.
How much do you think? How much? Listen.
I'm gonna go with
much?
$500,000.
So much lower.
So much lower.
So much lower.
Oh, okay. Their inheritance.
Yeah, for both.
For both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, for going so much lower, I'm gonna go grand.
So much lower.
100?
Lower.
A 20?
£42. I mean,
clearly it wasn't financial.
Wow, maybe it was. I mean, I know money was probably a bit more better than it is today back then, so maybe that was quite a bit. But
I don't think 42.
I don't think it was like great for two people anyway. So June
I don't even know what to say to that. 42
know,
quid. Wow.
Yeah. So literally the year after her lover dies, we're in June 1957. She married her third husband, Oliver Leonard, who was a retired estate agent. He died 12 days into the marriage, leaving her how much money, Becky? How much did she get from her third husband?
15 quid.
Higher.
30 quid.
Higher.
100.
No.
70?
No. Oh. 50 quid! She's living a high life here, mate.
She is. She's a black widow.
Woo! She then...
Only she's more widow than...
found a fourth husband. Shit you not.
How is this woman not a serial killer?
I know. Maybe some of them did die naturally. I don't know. He was called Ernest. Ernest. Yeah, you know he's gonna probably get it.
I reckon he lasts a couple of months.
Though, he had probably most than them all. His estate included up to £100. We're in the three figures now, babe. A bungalow and life insurance.
A bungalow?
Yeah, he died within the year.
I was going to say months.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
This
a bungalow, I might homicide somebody for a bungalow.
This time...
They're expensive nowadays.
She did not even bother to attend the funeral.
To be fair, if you've buried 4 husbands, I mean, really, you've got to stop giving a fuck at some point.
No, but this bit's wild. So...
It's just a team one.
Yeah, I know. Imagine
Okay.
that.
Alright, hit me.
So obviously, 4th husband died.
Yep.
The people around town, Windy Nook or whatever it's called,
Wendy Nook. Don't diss it.
are gonna be like, a bit like, what the fuck?
What are you doing to your husband?
Like, damn, girl, you're going through them. Like, STDs, bitch, like...
I swear to God, I've had Yankee candles that last longer.
My socks have lasted longer than most of these, like...
All of them together.
Yeah, probably.
After the
But
first
legit.
husband.
So they started off... Then obviously became, like, gossip of the town.
Yeah.
For all these dead husbands. And given the fact that even though she'd lost 4 husbands, she seemed pretty cheerful. Living her best life.
She's managed to get, what was it, £180 out of all of these husbands put together?
No. But this is the best line I've ever read.
Oh God, tell me.
So, she joked at her latest wedding reception that the leftover sandwiches would be fresh enough to use in the next funeral. Wow.
That's incredible.
She even asked for a discount from the local undertaker for providing him with plenty of business.
And she asked for frequent flyer discount. Is it more?
Literally. Oh, it's so good.
That's
So
incredible.
good. Whoa, what a woman.
I like this woman.
Yeah,
I really can't not like this woman.
Well, what a sense of humour. But it was her morbid sense of humour that had the police be like,
Suspicioso.
yeah, a little bit. So they decided to exhume the bodies of the last 2 husbands. So that would be Ernest and whatever the fuck the third one was called.
Well, I completely blanked on it. There's John,
yeah,
Blank, and Ernest.
The one that died after 12 days into the
I mean, 12 days. I mean, Jesus Christ, no wonder we don't know his name.
Yeah. No one probably knew his name. So they did autopsies on them and they revealed high levels of phosphorus.
Okay.
So, obviously, she got arrested and they were like, you want to try and explain that, babes? And she said that the substance was actually part of their medication.
Oh, yeah, because phosphorus.
But even though, and I don't know why they couldn't exhume the first 2 husbands, John and John.
Maybe they've been dead too long.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it sounds like they wanted to do, like, blood work and, like, stuff. And
true.
maybe after that meant that long, they'd just be skeletons.
Oh, not in that time, I don't think. Maybe. It'd been a few years. But, yeah, so she was technically only convicted of the 2 last ones, but it's probable.
If you did the last two, it's probably the first two.
Yeah, and they
or
died
at least the second
close.
one.
Oh yeah, Lover John.
Unless she killed the first husband to be with the lover.
True. Well,
and then the lover died naturally, unfortunately, and then she goes on this killing spiral of trying to replace her dear lover.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, he died not long after the husband did, and she got money from both of them.
Maybe that's just bad luck, though. Maybe she got tired of...
She's not technically a serial killer.
But she is actually a serial killer.
She probably is, yes.
Like, the chances of her not having had at least something to do with one of them.
Yeah. But the phosphorus was actually beetle poison. That's what the phosphorus was in.
Okay.
So...
Definitely not medical standard then.
Yeah, but they did attempt, it looks like, to try and exhume the first two, and let's just say they didn't look as natural as they originally thought. But they couldn't directly be like, we're gonna force this, onto your sentence already.
I mean, she already did die in prison, so like...
Yeah, exactly, so... But yes, that was Mary.
Incredible.
What a wild...
Do you know what?
Ballsy woman.
If that's the bar for tame...
Yeah, that was the tame one.
I'm just...
My favourite is the second one, because I was questioningly looking at my laptop research and going, why? Why?
What is this?
What are you doing?
This magic?
Oh,
okay. So now I'm curious as to what the second one is. So you're gonna have to put me out of my misery.
We will. So
I see another picture.
I'll do it. So this is Catherine Knight.
She looks like a homicidal maniac. What is that smile? Yeah. Oh my god, she looks like somebody just inserted a rolling pin up her sphincter.
And she liked it.
And she's like.
But the crazy thing is, this didn't happen that long ago.
Oh god, Caitlin, why did you not tell us?
Honestly. So she was. Actually...
What if Caitlin doesn't know? Caitlin's gonna learn some things today if she doesn't know.
She's gonna be traumatized. So as far as I'm aware, I'm trying to find when did she get arrested? 2001.
Oh well, I mean it was lost in the 9/11.
Maybe, but damn, like that was not long ago at all.
Honey, that was over 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it's not that long ago when compared to other like killers and stuff we do.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah.
Especially like serial killers, which this woman is.
This woman is a serial killer. Okay. Classified. Done and dusted. She's a serial killer. I
think so anyway. The third one definitely is. The third one definitely.
Why so many serial killers, honey?
Because they're just fun.
We're not gonna examine that. Let's move on.
But her birthday was this month, so to Catherine Knight.
Happy birthday.
Rip. So she was born the 24th of October, 1955.
Right. Post World War II, baby. Got it.
So already it was quite an unconventional and dysfunctional family environment that she had growing up.
Love this.
See,
I love a dysfunctional family.
Who doesn't these days? So she was actually born when her mom cheated on her husband. So
adulterous love child.
Some of her half siblings have the father's name, the husband's name, whereas a couple others that she then had with the cheating partner have the surname Knight, which she does. So
so she was pretty open. Her mum was pretty open about the fact that these babies were not her husband's babies.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious. I don't know if the husband stayed with her though. But she was brought up by the cheating partner and her mum. So
okay. I mean, at least they tried to have a family household.
Well, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have done. So her father was called Ken.
Okay, all right, I can deal with a Ken.
No, you can't now. Nah, not this Ken.
Not this Ken. Okay.
So Ken was a violent alcoholic.
Strong start.
It gets worse. Who would rape Barbara up to 10 times a day. Barbara's the mum.
Barbara is the mother. Got it.
Barbara would then tell her daughters, plural, intimate details of her sex life and how much she actually hated sex and men in general.
Mood. Sorry. Sorry. There's some trauma there.
So later, when Catherine complained to her mum that one of her mum's partners wanted her to take part in a sex act that she did not want to perform,
straight out of Pornhub,
Barbara told her to just put up with it and stop complaining. Just great parents all round here.
That's some stunning parenting there.
Catherine claims she was frequently sexually assaulted by several family members, though not by her dad.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that makes
glad.
everything better. Which continued until she was aged 11. However, usually when like criminals say this kind of thing, they can be like doubts thrown on it. But the family confirmed it. Yeah. So
I was about to
that
be like,
happened.
I was about to be like, at least they're supportive.
Well, it might be because some of them were the ones that did it, man.
Oh God.
Yeah. So that was that. Great
Strong
upbringing.
start.
Yeah.
Great start.
So Catherine was close to her uncle, who was called Oscar.
Is Oscar a no-no person or a good bean?
It seems alright.
I'm just checking he wasn't one of them partaking in the sexual acts.
I don't think so, as far as I'm aware, but nothing in my research gave me that.
I'm glad to hear somebody didn't.
But I can't also definitely say.
Okay, alright.
So he was, and you'll love this, a champion horseman. Don't know what that means, but that's what he was.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's
horse,
like a cowboy, just Australian version.
Cool. But he committed suicide.
Oh.
Yeah. He's gone.
Oh,
in 1969.
Okay.
But she continues to this day to maintain that his ghost visits her frequently.
Right. Okay, look.
You see how wild it is already?
I'm not one. Alright.
Pretty wild.
To judge people on their beliefs. Okay. My mama, God rest her soul, was a woman who believed in ghosts. My mother claimed many times that she'd seen apparitions or heard voices and strongly claims that there was 2 young children who used to play on the landing of our old house when I was little, and she used to frequently get up to yell at me for playing in the middle of the night, only to realise I was fast asleep. So, I don't know whether she did or not, but I'm not going to say that this person is crazy because she thinks she's visited by the spirit of a family member. Like, we don't know. There's a lot we don't know about this universe.
True, but I would also argue that she was very traumatized.
Probably.
And I can't imagine that would have helped her mental health.
Probably not, but at the same time, people sometimes take comfort in the idea of their family members, visiting them and being with them in a spiritual manner.
I'm sure he'll probably have been judging her in the end from what she'd go on to do. But, that's if he still visits her,
Maybe he denied visitation in the end.
Maybe he was like, I don't really want to visit a jail in my, my next life, so...
That's fair.
So, after Oscar's death, Catherine became quite a loner.
So she fucking loses it, basically.
Yeah, if she ever
So that's the trigger incident.
Well, I mean, I'd imagine the abuse was beforehand.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, that he was sort of the only closest one she could trust, I guess, so...
Yeah, makes sense.
So she was remembered by classmates as being a bully, who often would bully smaller children.
Tends to be what bullies do.
Are you sure, though?
Yeah.
Because at school... Although...
When you start getting all at school, I know it's going to go down, let me tell you.
She assaulted at least one boy at school with a weapon.
Okay, well, a rolling pin can be a weapon. Do you know what kind of weapon it is?
What? No. And once injured a teacher. But then the teacher injured her and was like, bro, it was self-defense. And you know what? I believe that. I believe that. If she's already injured someone...
Or the...
Yeah, I believe the teacher. Yeah, that it was probably self-defense.
Probably.
Yeah, good. Jesus. But by contrast, actually, she was apparently a model student and got decent grades. And
I don't know whether I'd call somebody who violently attacks teachers a model student, but academically.
Yes. She often earned awards for her good behaviour. Though that doesn't make any sense from the things I previously just said.
I was gonna say, did she attend 2 different schools?
However, and I'm just like, how did she do okay academically? Because she left school at 15, not knowing how to read or write. Yeah, I was typing that and I was like, hold up a sec.
I love
that. That don't make sense.
We both had a few seconds of just looking at each other, baffled, like, what?
How do you? I mean, yeah, you can say things, but like, how do you do tests? She I don't think she can probably type then if she can't read or write. No, she can't type, can she? No. She can't read.
No. She can't write either. She doesn't know what to spell.
Right, I don't know, but that's a thing.
Maybe it was a verbal thing. Maybe academics was measured in more of a verbal manner back then, because, you know, reading and writing back in those days, it wasn't as guaranteed as everything else.
True, but it would only have been like the 70s.
Would it have been the 70s?
Yeah.
She left school at 15. She was born in 50 something. She would have been the 60s.
60s. Yeah. Well, yeah, 60s, nearly 70s. That's not like
okay,
crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they. I
think we have 2 conflicting sources there.
Yeah, that's wow. Okay.
Violent bully, but academically brilliantly gifted.
Although she can't read or write.
But she can't read or write.
Yeah, wow.
And she left at 15.
Yeah. So, as a present for doing well in school, she was gifted.
Oh God, we're gonna regret this.
As far as I'm aware, anyway, it was for this reason. But either way, she was gifted a set of butcher's knives, which she hung over her bed, as she said they would be handy if I needed them. A lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack. Don't get me wrong, okay? I have a penknife in case of emergencies.
You don't hang it over your fucking bed.
I don't hang it over my bed though. My granddad had a baseball bat for emergencies.
Yeah.
My dad is pretty much a lethal weapon by himself.
Becky, this isn't one knife.
This is
a whole set.
Yeah. I'm just flashbacking to just this image of her just fast asleep, age 15, just with
knife falls down.
Knife just hung.
Can you imagine going on a date with someone, going back to their place, and they've just
You think she dated?
Well, yeah, she did, babe.
Oh my God, no.
No, but can you imagine going back to someone's house and you go in their bedroom and you think you're about to get jiggy, and then
you see the knives? I'm like,
you'd be like,
fuck the shit out of
me. Like, I'm not about to be murdered today, thanks. No.
I'm a dip.
No, absolutely not. Don't think so, mate. Especially if they turn around and be like, you never know when you might need them. Okay, but not on me, love.
I'm just saying, if I didn't eat my vegetables, I'd be worried she was going to stab me.
I think that might be strong. So, good old Catherine met, who was originally her co-worker, David Stanford Kellett, in 1973.
David!
Yeah. She engaged in... Oh, sorry. The guy, David, engaged in heavy drinking.
Oh, I'm seeing a theme here.
But this stemmed from 2 traumatic incidents from his previous railway job. I'm also going to trigger warning this a little bit.
I love this, yeah, thank you.
So I apologise.
Yeah. It involves somebody jumping in front of a train, yes?
Not purposely.
Oh, okay.
So he used to work in a railway job in a place called Coffs Harbour. So he actually worked with his best friend. Rip.
I see where this be going.
And his best friend was killed in front of him, in a shunting accident. I don't know what shunting is.
Shunting accident.
Yeah. Oh Lord, we're about to find out.
I'm about to Google. Shunting.
Yeah.
Shunting accident.
As in, like, trains. I'm assuming it's at work.
Oh, it's a shunt occurs where one train hits the back of another train and it lurches forward. So I imagine he was either in between or he was in front of one of the first trains and it kind of domino effect and went into him.
Yeah, so
either way he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Hit by a train accidentally.
Yeah. So that was the first traumatic incident that made him start drinking. But the second one was when he witnessed a school bus accident in a place called Kempsey. The school bus had been hit by a train.
Oh.
And killed 6 children. However, he did manage to rescue some injured occupants.
Oh, so he's a good traumatized being.
Yeah, but now he's an alcoholic.
But now he's a violent alcoholic. Yeah. Okay. So man's going through it.
Yeah, after that, because that was the second incident, he eventually lost his job due to his deteriorating behaviour and performance at work. Understandable.
I'd say if I'd seen half of that shit, I would be traumatized. Yeah. I'm already traumatized and I haven't seen that.
So, I mean, he seems okay. He just seems like he drinks a lot.
Okay.
But it doesn't say anywhere that he was, like, violent or anything.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so he's just alcoholic.
However, she is.
Violent?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, wow.
On their wedding night...
Oh, Jesus.
Catherine and Kellett, good old David, she tried to strangle him.
Like erotic asphyxiation gone bad, or I want you dead?
as in strangle. She later explained that it was because...
Oh God, when you laugh.
The reasoning is wild. So she tried to strangle him to kill him because he fell asleep after only having intercourse with me 3 times.
The audacity.
God damn it, we'd have had it 2, you would be dead. We had it 3, I'll just attempt to kill you. Because I deserve more than 3 times, okay? If that was how my relationships have gone, all my past partners would be dead. I was lucky if I got once a night, babe. Good God, this woman's getting free and trying to kill her partner.
And on her wedding night as well.
On the wedding night. Shit.
I mean, give the man a chance to get some rest and then he can go round 4 later, but give the man a chance to sleep.
God, and I can't imagine drinking would have helped that game.
Drinking does not help that game.
No.
Let me tell you, it does not.
Somehow, he stayed with her. I know. And their marriage...
I just had to try really hard not to do a spit take.
Yeah.
Because I was just supping my water and she's like...
You know, sometimes if someone tries to kill you, you deal with it and you move on, bro.
I'm happy for him.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So their marriage was obviously quite violent.
Oh, shocking.
Obviously. And on one occasion, while she was pregnant...
Dude, she got pregnant?
Yeah. A heavily pregnant Catherine burnt all of his clothing and shoes before hitting him across the back of the head with a frying pan simply because he'd arrived home late from a darts competition that he won.
I just don't know where to start with that.
This is only the first partner.
I don't even know where the darts, the burning of clothes, or the hitting him with a frying pan.
He won, is all I'm saying. Probably doesn't remember it after being smacked over the head with a frying pan.
I don't know whether he can do much after being smacked in the head with a frying pan.
But yeah, he stayed with her.
David!
Oh, Lord, it's just wild. So, not long after this...
Oh, God!
Actually, David had tried to like, leave. So, because this is actually a case of domestic abuse where the woman's the bad being, not the man. Because it can happen to men.
It does happen. And it bothers me that people be like, "Oh, it can happen." Like, no, it does happen.
Yeah, just show him this woman. Just cries.
Yeah, like,
do you want an example?
Oh, it's one of my pet peeves when people are like, "Oh, domestic violence doesn't happen to men," and they're like,
"Are you sure about that?"
It's the same argument I had when I was 15, and someone tried to tell me that men can't get raped, and I was like, "Sit your ass down,
Jeffrey Dahmer."
I was just like, "Sit your ass down and let me explain it to you."
John Wayne Gacy.
All right, stop whipping
just
out
naming
all the...
people, men that are raping men.
I know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But 15-year-old me had to sit this boy down and be like, "Look, that's not how it works."
Fuck. Listen. But yeah, so, because he managed to get away, kind of, they were still married, she couldn't find out where he lived. So she was like, "Alright, I'm about to cause chaos."
Oh, jeez.
So that he comes back.
Oh, God.
Because by this point, she'd had the baby.
So, like, emotional manipulation.
Pretty much,
get him to come crawling out, then.
So she was seen just out and about, with the baby in the pram, newborn, violently throwing the pram from side to side. And apparently it was just because she had postnatal depression. Now, I don't want to say too much on that, because she might have had it.
She might have had postnatal depression.
But also, she was a psycho.
Psycho? Manipulative. She's very manipulative.
She is very much a psychopath.
Like, I stick to psycho.
Oh, no, but you think that's it, right?
It's not, I know it's not it.
No. If you think my psycho was a bit harsh, after the pram incident, she then went and placed the 2-month-old Melissa on a railway line. Shortly as she saw a train was coming. Right?
I don't want to laugh.
Right, listen, look. A homeless man. You thought I was being mean. I ain't being mean. This bitch is crazy.
I was really trying not to laugh there, but just the idea of her being like, "I know I'm gonna put my baby on a train line.
Fuck this baby. Zoom.
It's like,
choo choo, bitch.
Choo choo, bitch. Oh, God.
Yeah, that.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah,
oh, God. This is so not appropriate.
I know.
There's a 2-month-old in a pram on the train line and we're giggling.
Hey, baby didn't die. Baby didn't die.
The homeless man saved it.
Is Superman in this shit, right? And this old vagrant, this old homeless man in the area who was only known as Old Ted. Already Ted sounds like a legend.
I love him already. Old Teds are good.
Well, yes, this guy is. Who was foraging near the railway line.
Nice.
Saw.
With psycho behaviour.
Yes.
Yeah.
And found and rescued Melissa, by all accounts of the people nearby, seconds before the train come. What a legend, Old Ted. Old Ted for the win. Can we get it? Yeah.
Let's get a round of applause here.
Yeah. So Knight was arrested, obviously.
For trying to kill her 2-month-old. Yeah.
But she was taken to St. Elmo's Hospital. Great
for
name.
the mentally disturbed.
It was a psychiatric hospital, yes. But apparently she recovered and signed herself out the next day.
Come again?
Wow.
That's a lot of recovery that happened in 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm impressed.
I don't think it was probably even 24 hours. So, obviously the father had heard about all this, called David, but he was just a bit like, "Oh, still, should I come back?" Because, she's out of hospital now. So a few days later...
Please tell me the baby was taken off her.
I don't think so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So a few days later, after she had just signed herself out of hospital and just tried to kill her baby, she slashed the face of a woman with one of her knives and demanded her to drive her to Queensland to find David, who left because of the abuse. The woman agreed. She got halfway and ended up going to a petrol station. There, Catherine, the nutter, held a random boy hostage at the gas station with her knives and had a fight with the police with brooms. And then, to quote myself, went in a nutter hospital.
Again, went in a nutter hospital again.
There's so much to unpack in so little time. Why did she hold the boy hostage at the gas station?
Why? What was the reason?
Why is she fighting the police with brooms?
Maybe because she just sent a woman with her face
She had
slashed
a knife. Catherine!
I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know anymore. So...
And this is only the first husband.
This is only the first husband. Cry. When I was just typing this up, I was going through things, Becky. Christ. So, David decides after this, best stay away. Good,
fucking
good
understandable. Good shout, mate.
So David fucking survived.
I'm so happy for David.
The love of God. So, after she'd been in the hospital, she seemed fine for a bit. She was fine.
So when people say
Life
that,
steady.
when people play that, I'm just like,
She was steady going then. And then she met a new man.
Oh, sweet Lord.
Also called David.
Oh, sweet Lord.
David Saunders. So, they moved in together pretty quickly.
Okay.
But she would just often throw him out of the house.
Just because she could.
Yeah. So, for example, on May 1987, she cut the throat of his 2-month-old dingo pup in front of him for the reason that this would be an example of what would happen if he ever had an affair. Wait, let me finish. Afterwards, she knocked him unconscious with a frying pan.
What is it with her and frying pans?
Catherine, what are you doing? She just killed a puppy.
The dingo?
Just as an example. He didn't actually even do anything. Just be like, oh, you ever cheat on me, bitch. You know what? That bitch is crazy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had the whole cheat on me and I will fucking kill you.
Yeah, but you don't need to slash a puppy's
I've never actually
throat.
slashed the throat of a puppy to make my point.
Oh my god.
Maybe I should have.
No, because then she went and also knocked him unconscious probably before he could even react to anything.
With a frying pan?
With a frying pan.
Was it the same frying pan?
I don't know,
I'm
but
just
maybe.
saying, because maybe she's got one frying pan
Maybe.
that's just particularly effective, because my mum used to have a Le Creuset one,
Maybe
and let me tell you, that thing could have taken out the Hulk.
I don't think it would have taken out Catherine, if I'm being
Oh
honest.
god, probably not. So,
he stayed with her.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know. Me writing this. Yeah, same. So after that,
okay,
another time they had another argument.
Oh jeez.
Obviously, in which she hit David in the face with an iron before stabbing him in the abdomen with a pair of scissors, and then he left.
I'm so glad they took a stabbing.
And a hit in the face with an iron.
Was it on? Because technically that would be a burn.
I mean, I don't think so.
It was a blunt.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a blunt force trauma to the head.
Hurt in the face. And then stabbed with scissors.
Be grateful it wasn't on.
Christ.
Can you imagine the facial damage that would have caused?
I'd just rather not be hit with an iron.
I'd rather not be hit with an iron at all, but I'm just saying, if the iron had been on, that would have been like a double whammy.
Really hates David's. So protect Daddy Dave, honestly. Take him
honestly,
out.
put this man into protective custody.
Honestly, yeah. Got to keep
the
a watch on him.
The fact that he is a David is a literal threat to his life.
Literally.
Daddy Dave, wherever you are, lock yourself in your room. Get any weapon you can. I know you don't like weapons. Maybe a rolling pin will do. And protect yourself.
Or a frying pan.
Or a broom.
She'll bring her own.
Hell, get an iron. Anything. Any household item to defend yourself, please, sir. Thank you.
She's hitting all the men with like frying pans and shit. She has butcher knives over the bed. Pick what you want, babe. You're going with the frying pan and the iron.
And it's not even like she could say that she isn't trying to stab people because the scissors.
She stabbed them with scissors. You have butcher knives over your bed.
She could do that with scissors. What do you think she could do with butcher knives?
Right.
I don't want to know.
This David survived.
I'm so glad to
Because he left after the stabbing and the iron incident.
This David? That's what you said about the last David.
Well, yeah.
Is there another David?
I don't think so.
Oh, thank God.
But then obviously the police were like, so what was up with that incident? You want to explain? And she was like, he was actually the bad guy. And then she got a restraining order against him.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Part of me is slightly impressed that this woman managed to just...
Right. Do you agree with my psycho label now?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I completely agree with it,
Yeah. So then, after this...
Oh, God.
She had a kid with a different man.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to assume he survived. But then she left him for the person she'd been cheating on him with.
Awesome.
So, the person she'd been cheating with, John Price. He's not so lucky.
That's not great.
Yeah. So John knew about her insane background and her reputation, but still was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one for me. For some reason. Obviously.
At that point, you have to question someone's sanity.
Yeah, honestly, I think maybe this was
like,
what you wanted.
I know I've missed red flags. You've missed red flags.
God, yeah.
We've missed the whole bunting string of red flags. This is worse.
Yeah. Yeah. She clearly had to know at least probably what might happen.
Just sad because it probably led to his death.
It did.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it did. So...
I see a really big paragraph over here.
Oh, I apologise.
It's okay.
So, they obviously, right from the get-go, had very violent arguments, which with Catherine is just normal day-to-day. So in 1998, my birth year, Knight and John...
I was already 2 at that point.
He was.
Yeah.
They had an argument and fought because he refused to marry her.
Oh, well, I mean, fair. I'd refuse to marry her too.
So, in retaliation...
She tried to kill him?
No.
Wait, she hit him with the thread with a frying pan. The face with an iron?
This was a new one.
The broomstick?
Nope.
The
broomstick was for the police, okay?
Hold on, let me have a guess. Is it a household item?
No, she don't hit him. I know, this is wild, I know.
Does she shoot him?
No.
Does she run him over with a car?
I'm just gonna tell you, because we'll be here all day. She videotaped items he had allegedly stolen from work and sent the tape to his boss. He got fired after working there for more than 20 years.
Wow. You're right, I wouldn't have guessed that. That's worse.
Fuck? It's so petty.
That's some serious damage.
And you know what? He stayed with her. Guys, please. It's our coochie can't be that good.
Nothing is that good. Okay, no coochie. Nothing.
I can't. So, February 2000, he'd undergone a series of assaults from her that ended with Knight, Catherine, stabbing him in the chest. Don't know if it was by scissors.
She's upgraded. She's upgraded from the abdomen to the chest.
Yeah. Finally, fed up, after it took a stabbing to the chest, a murder attempt.
How many men need to be stabbed for them to realise that it's a bad idea?
He kicked her out of his house, which, good God, that can't be wise to do.
I'm not surprised this man died now.
So, 29th February, he stopped at the magistrate's court on his way to work.
Let me guess, restraining order?
Yes.
Praise Jesus for that, not that it helped him, but...
Yes, because it was to keep her away from himself and his children. However, that same afternoon, the guy, John, told his co-workers that if he did not come into work the next day, it's because she had murdered him. It's not really a normal sentence you hear at work.
I mean, I've jokingly said, when, someone's been mad at me, if I don't come back into work tomorrow, it's because so-and-so finally offed me. Never before have I actually meant it.
Yeah, but also, especially when people probably know you've been in quite a violent relationship.
Not great.
Yeah.
What are the chances he didn't go into work that day?
Very high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that night...
How did I know that was coming? It's almost like I could see it.
Yeah. She snuck into his house
Love that
wearing only lingerie.
Oh, Jesus.
And she snuck in while he was asleep. He woke up. They had sex. For some reason. And then he went back to sleep. Yeah.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
he was like, that morning, I want a restraining order, she's dangerous.
Yeah, takes him out in
to
the
his
afternoon.
co-workers is like, if I die, she did it.
Yeah.
Goes home.
Yeah.
And is seduced by her and then falls asleep.
Is woken up by her.
Have sex and then they fall asleep.
Yes, back asleep, yeah. So 6 a.m. the next day, a neighbour is concerned that his car's still in the drive.
Because the motherfucker should be at work by now.
Yes, and that he didn't arrive at work.
This bitch is dead, isn't he?
He's absolutely dead, yeah,
God.
sorry. His employer then sent a worker to see what was wrong, because they couldn't get hold of him. Both the neighbour and the worker tried knocking on his bedroom window to wake him. And then they phoned the police when they saw that there was blood on the front door. So the police came, broke down the back door, and found his body with good old Catherine still there.
Oh,
but comatose from taking an overdose of pills.
Oh, so she did the whole murder-suicide thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what she did to this poor man... She's not a serial killer, but you know what? She's up there.
Oh.
Christ. Because, oh my, I hope he was dead before she did all this.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the moment where you list the long list of things that she did to mutilate his body.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here we go.
So,
start with the biggest.
Apparently she had stabbed John
Stabbed
with a
him.
butcher's knife. She finally used it. There it is. Poor John. So sorry. Yeah. While he was sleeping. I don't think he died at that moment,
no,
but I don't
think
so. he died straight away. According to the blood evidence, he woke up as she'd stabbed him and tried to turn the light on for some reason.
Probably to figure out what the fuck was going on. If you feel a stabbing pain in your chest...
You've just had sex with a woman. You know she's there. What do you think's going to happen? You told your co-worker she's probably going to kill you earlier that day.
I'm just saying. People don't always wake up knowing what the fuck's going on. I'm just saying.
He tried to turn the light on before attempting to escape while she chased him through the house. He managed to open the front door and get outside, and this is a horrifying image. But either he stumbled back inside the house or she dragged him away from the front door and closed that door.
I don't like that image.
No, I don't, no.
That makes me very uncomfortable for some reason.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And then he died from bleeding out.
Okay.
So...
Alright, what did she do to him? Let's just get into it.
First of all, she took a little trip.
Okay.
Up to the ATM.
Yeah.
Stole $1,000 of his money.
Okay.
Or whatever. Is it euros in Australia?
We'll ask Caitlin. Caitlin,
what
let us know what the currency is in Australia.
Yeah, so either
I think it's dollars. Australian dollars.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, she took $1,000 of his money.
To be fair, I mean, I'd do that. If I'd murdered somebody,
she's literally gone and then took an overdose. What's happening with this money? She never spent it.
She wants to be buried with it.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be buried and covered in money?
No, but learn. Right. God, so she gets back to the house after taking out this money.
Okay.
Stabs him another 37 times.
Okay.
Also, he's definitely dead by this point. Rip John.
I'm so grateful.
Several hours after this, she skinned him and hung the skin from a meat hook. It's giving me very Ed Gein vibes, very Leatherface.
Human skin vibe.
Yeah. She then also decapitated him, cooked parts of his body, and served the meat up with baked potato, pumpkin, beetroot, zucchini, cabbage, yellow squash, and gravy in 2 settings at the dinner table, along with notes besides each plate, each having the name of one of his children on it.
How very Hannibal Lecter.
She was
Melanie! I really liked her. She was really nice.
Then she was preparing to serve his body parts to his children, obviously, like we know.
Yeah.
She tried to serve herself up a plate as well and tried to eat it, but didn't. The police then also, because they were like, "Where's his head?" It was in a pot with vegetables. For some reason.
A pot?
It was in a pot of vegetables.
Like a cooking pot?
Like a cooking pot.
She was... of all the things to cook...
Well, I mean, she'd already cooked the body. Because some of the body. But then
see, when
she'd also put the head.
When you said, I really hope he wasn't alive for this, I presumed she had done something to his penis.
No, I think she left it alone, actually. Yeah.
Incredible.
But yeah.
Clearly she was satisfied with at least one part of him.
Maybe. Catherine had also left a handwritten note on the top of a photo of John, which was blood-stained and covered with small pieces of flesh. It read,
"Sexy.
Time you got back for raping my daughter, you to Beck," which is John's daughter, for Ross, "for Little John, his son. Now play with Little John's dick." First of all,
Excuse me?
I don't understand what half that said. Second of all,
when did he rape her daughter?
He didn't. Which was proven that was all bullshit.
So she was. So it was part of her like
trying to like give him like a bad rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it like a justifiable in the eyes of the law.
Well, I think after you've cooked an entire Christmas dinner set thing with his flesh for his children,
stewed his head,
put his skin on hooks, put his head in a bowl with vegetables,
and stabbed him 38 times.
Yeah. No.
I don't think there's much you can do to justify that, to be honest.
No. So, although she was found comatose from the pills, she survived.
Excellent.
Yeah, she tried to say it was manslaughter. Impressive if she got away with that. Obviously, they were like, no.
Are you dumb?
No, yeah, no. So she decided to plead not guilty.
No. I'm just gonna take a sip of my tea right now.
So the trial happened in October 2001. Obviously, she got life imprisonment. But she has been the only person in Australian history for the words on her release papers, or on her record, to be put the words "never to be released." She is the only person
in Australian history.
Yeah. Handwritten on there, never to be released.
Yeah. Wow.
Imagine
being that much of a psycho that you're the only person in Australian history.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just said American a few seconds ago.
Yeah. So that was Catherine.
I want to see this picture again of this woman now that I know what she did.
Oh, you want to see the picture?
I want to see her picture again.
Hold on.
Because the last time I didn't know.
No, you didn't know.
I didn't know.
And now you know. Well, no, yeah. Yep, she still looks as insane as before.
Just trying to imagine my reaction of that woman walking into my room in the middle of the night and laughing. What part of me is going to be like,
clearly you
absolutely.
Like it because you have sex with it. So I
don't know. Well, I don't
John
do shit.
So I won't say rip John because his body went through a lot after he died. Jesus. Also want to comment, the kids did not eat the meal containing his human flesh.
So grateful for that. Thank God the neighbours found him in time.
Yeah, literally. So that
I need a Tim Tam after that. Beth, take a Tim Tam.
I'm okay for right now, thank you, my love.
The audacity. Caitlin, she just refused a Tim Tam.
I said for right now. Right, so the last one for our special episode is another woman.
Okay.
This is the woman called the Giggling Grandma, or the Giggling Granny. So I'm going to show you a picture.
Well, that's disturbing. No, she looks like a murderer.
She's got evil eyes, but at the same time she gives me, grandma vibes. But yeah, so she was born November 4th, 1905.
Okay.
Until June the 2nd, 1965.
Okay.
She has several nicknames. She's referred to as, the most famously, the Giggling Granny. the Lonely Hearts Killer, the Black Widow, and the Lady Bluebeard. Those were her nicknames.
This is ringing a bell, I think.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Her first name is literally called Nanny, which I think is quite ironic.
That is a little bit.
But she is a serial killer.
Oh!
Yes.
Okay, straight in there with the serial killer.
So
you've got one homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
One murderer, but probably was a serial killer, but we can't prove it.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is just a full-on classified serial killer.
Yeah. So...
Rip to the people she murdered.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. Hit me with Nanny's crimes.
Nanny actually confessed to the murders, all of her murders, in October 1954. After her fifth husband, had died in a small hospital in Tulsa in Oklahoma. So we've visited all around the world in this one.
Yeah, we've been England, Australia, and America.
Yeah, nice. In all, it was revealed, so I'm going to just basically just say it.
Okay, give it to me.
And then tell you what happened.
Yeah.
It was revealed that she had killed 4 husbands, 2 of her own children, 2 of her sisters, her mother, 2 grandsons, and her mother-in-law.
First of all, which mother-in-law? Because an argument could be made for that one.
A husband's mum.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, mother-in-laws are vicious.
Well, she's already killed her own mother, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, so pretty much most of her entire family.
How do you kill 2 of your grandsons? Like, what kind of... I mean, I'm about to say what kind of psycho does that, but what kind of psycho kills the rest of them?
Yeah. So, Nanny was one of 5 children. I feel like her mum and her had a alright relationship. Her and her dad, not so much. So Nanny and her mother hated James, that was her father.
Bonding moment.
Yeah, honestly. Who was a controlling and abusive father and husband. James would force his children to work on the family farm, refused to let the children to go to school, which resulted in Nanny's very, very poor academic performance.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I might hate my father if he did that to me too.
Yeah. At age 7, they were on a train, and Nanny smacked her head on a metal bar on the train. And for years after, she suffered severe headaches, blackouts, and depression. Nanny tried to blame that incident and the side effects and her mental instability. She blames all of that from the train accident.
Okay.
So...
I mean, it's plausible.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So Nanny's father, like I said, he was controlling. He forbade the sisters from wearing things like makeup,
overly feminine things,
attractive clothing, as he believed it would prevent them from being molested by men.
There's so much to unpack there.
Answer is no.
When that statement always happens, the answer is always no.
No. I don't think anything actually did happen to her like that.
But it had nothing to do with the frumpy clothing.
No. Yeah, but he just basically banned them from doing everything, especially romantic things like having boyfriends, that kind of thing.
What? She's not allowed to wear a skirt. She's definitely not allowed to have a boyfriend.
No. So she actually got married, and because obviously this was quite a while ago, beginning of the 19th century. So it was kind of normal then. She actually married at 16.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. To a man called Charlie Baggs, who was her co-worker at the linen factory she worked at.
Okay.
She actually managed to get her father's approval somehow for this.
I imagine if he was a husband material, then that would be acceptable.
But they married after only 4 months of dating.
Also very normal for that time.
Yeah.
You married quickly, you married young, you had babies because you died much younger.
Yeah. So, Charlie was the only son of a single mother, who insisted on continuing to live with him even after they got married. Great times. The marriage produced 4 daughters. So
Shit.
Nanny
Okay.
had 4 daughters from 1923 to 1927.
Okay.
Nanny, by this whole lifestyle and everything, and specifically the fact that the mother-in-law lived with them.
Yeah.
And all their children.
Yeah.
And the husband.
Oh Jesus, there's a lot going on here. And the cat
Stressed
and the
her
dog.
out. Yeah, it stressed her out, so she started drinking. And also smoking. And they both ended up becoming quite a bit of a heavy addiction.
Both of them?
No, just her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
both of the addictions. Sorry,
and
yeah.
drinking, yeah.
So I thought you meant her and Charlie. I was
no.
wow.
But they were both unhappy, either way.
Okay.
So they both actually suspected each other of infidelity. And Charlie often had a habit of disappearing for days on end. So in 1927, 2 of their middle children died from what was thought to be food poisoning.
Plausible back then.
True.
Yeah.
Soon after that...
Food poisoning's bad enough. Dehydration can kill quite easily back then.
True. Soon after that, Charlie took his firstborn daughter. Now, I'm not going to say her name because it's a bit of a trigger for me, so I'm going to call her Mel.
Mel, okay.
But, yeah. Understandable trigger for me there.
Her name is Mel.
Her name is Mel.
That is the only thing we need to know.
Yeah. And so he took the firstborn daughter, Mel, and he fled.
What about the youngest?
He left the newborn, Florine.
Wow!
Yeah, he left newborn Florine behind.
The savagery.
His mother, who still lived with Nanny, died not long after that.
You know what? Fair.
Died.
Yeah. I see those italics. I see those.
They divorced not long after this. So then she married a second husband, who was called Robert Franklin Harrelson. They met and married in 1929.
Okay.
They lived in Jacksonville with Mel, the first daughter, the
eldest.
Yeah, the eldest. She got him back.
Okay.
She got her back. With Mel and Florine.
Okay.
After a few months, she discovered that he was an alcoholic. Not like she wasn't. But yeah.
How dare you be an alcoholic?
Honestly.
There can't be 2 in the same house.
But she also found out he had a criminal record for assault, but nowhere does it say that he actually did anything to her.
Okay.
Despite this, the marriage actually was the longest and lasted 16 years.
Damn. That's impressive.
Her daughter, who I'm assuming was the eldest one, Mel, gave her a baby called Robert. Gave her a granddaughter. Grandson called Robert.
Yeah,
I should say. She did have another child, but it died.
Is this another died?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Because at the hospital where it died.
Yeah.
She thought she hallucinated. And the only reason she thought it was a hallucination is because when she asked everyone, they were like, oh, I didn't see nothing. But she's pretty sure that she saw her mum, Nanny, stick a needle into its head. There was no explanation for that. She even asked Nanny, she was like, what was that? Did you have a pin? And she was like, oh, your baby's dead. Your baby's dead. Have you noticed?
No pin.
Your baby's dead.
Yeah, no pin, but your baby's dead.
But yeah. And it wasn't like a small pin, it was a big one.
Okay.
Big pin.
Yeah.
No one said anything.
Dead baby.
So she was like, oh, I don't know if I really saw that.
Dead baby.
I imagine she did.
It doesn't matter, it's a dead baby, it's gone.
Yeah, so she only had one child. So she had one grandson.
I'm guessing he didn't last long either.
No. No. The death was so... Oh, no. So, wait.
Oh, well, hold up.
Yeah, hold up. So, the pin. The daughter then got with the guy that Nanny did not like.
Okay.
So, soon after this, Robert, her only grandson,
yes,
died mysteriously.
Oh, there we go.
The death was diagnosed as asphyxia.
Asphyxiation.
From unknown causes. And 2 months later, Nanny collected the $500 life insurance that she had taken out on Robert. On her grandson. Who I don't think was very old. At all.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Yeah. So it continues. So, in 1945, Nanny gets raped. By apparently a man called Harrelson. I have no idea who the fuck that guy is. I was researching and it was just a random name and I was like, am I supposed to know who that is? Don't know. But yeah, she did, apparently. The next day, and honestly, I'm not really supposed to say this, but...
You question the validity of that statement?
No.
Oh, no?
Hypothetically, if a similar incident was to happen...
okay.
I wish I'd have done this.
This is your reaction in your hypothetical world.
In my absolutely hypothetical world.
Completely, 100% hypothetical.
So after she was raped,
yeah,
she put rat poison in his corn whiskey jar and he died that evening.
Love it.
Yeah. Don't really feel sorry for that guy.
Nope.
So, then she met a third husband in a Lonely Hearts column in the newspaper. So, you know what that is?
I do know what that is.
Yes,
I'm just wondering what
good.
a woman like that is doing on a Lonely Hearts ad.
Looking for men. Probably to
murder.
Yes. And he was called Arlie Lanning. They married only 3 days later. When he died, which wasn't long after that. I
was going to say.
Of what they said to be heart failure.
Oh, of course.
The townspeople supported her at his funeral. Their house then burned down.
I love the way you deliver these cases.
Thank you.
The townspeople supported her at their funeral. Their house then burned down.
Yeah, it did. And then
flowers.
No, straight to the point.
Yeah.
She then got insurance money. So I can only imagine she might have had something to do with that. So now the way I worded this just fantastic.
Okay.
Her now dead husband's mum.
Yeah.
So her
Lonely Hearts husband.
Another mum-in-law.
Yeah. Oh God.
Dies weirdly in her sleep.
Oh, incredible.
So she's taken out. Then her sister gets ill. Nanny's sister.
Yeah.
Nanny turns up. Boom, she's dead. Literally not long. Minutes after Nanny turned up, she mysteriously died. She then joined a dating site.
Oh, God.
Yeah. She then found another man called Richard Morton. But then found out he was a cheater.
Oh.
God help him.
Oh.
So she then poisoned him.
Incredible.
And then she poisoned her own mum when her mum was living with the pair. And obviously
So poison's definitely her method.
Yeah. So obviously her mum dies. Her husband, the cheater, then died 3 months later.
Incredible.
She then married Samuel Doss, who was a church minister.
She married a priest?
He lost his family in a tornado.
Oh,
yeah.
So sad.
But then he ended up in the hospital with flu-like symptoms.
Crazy.
And was diagnosed to have a really random severe digestive infection, which was then treated successfully.
Oh.
He then got released back home.
And he died.
Nanny killed him that night.
Like this motherfucker, he got better.
If I die the first time, bitch, she would take 2.
You should have taken the hint.
She had 2 life insurance policies out on that bitch. 2. So she got them both. So the doctor was like, damn, bitch, a lot of your family have died really quickly. What's up with that? He ordered an autopsy. And then she was like, guess my jig's up. Confessed to killing basically her entire family.
I can think of only a few siblings that managed to get away with it. And a youngest daughter.
Oh, yeah. And grandson, yeah. So, yeah, then she was like, yeah, I killed him with arsenic, the last guy. She pled guilty and then got life in jail.
You
where
know
she
what?
died.
You know what? Cop to her for just being like, right, yeah, no fair.
She killed, I think the number was 11.
Incredible.
That's very high for a female serial killer.
It is.
That might be one of the highest.
It's pretty impressive, especially considering she knew all of the victims as well. She was related to pretty much all the victims. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
How did she get away with that?
I mean, I think it was because it was, like, older times and because people didn't live so long.
Yeah.
And that most of them seemed to be ill and then die.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't really looked into, and, yeah.
That's just wild.
Yeah. So,
they were some...
I thought you'd enjoy
spicy cases.
Yeah.
Like, dear,
I
that
told you
second
they were
one
wild.
was... And you know what? You know what? The first one was tame.
I told you the first one
I
was
didn't
tame.
know. I didn't know, but now I do.
The bitch was crazy, but...
The bitch was mad, but...
Yeah.
That was the tamest of them all.
Yeah.
I'm shook.
Yeah. Do you understand why I was like, why?
Yeah.
I took my laptop when I was typing that. Yeah.
Completely understandable.
It was interesting.
I don't know what else to say to that. Christ.
Rip to all those men.
Rip to all the children and the mother-in-laws and the sisters,
especially
and the
from
husbands,
the giggling granny. Yeah.
And the baby.
Oh yeah.
On the train tracks.
She was obviously called the giggling granny because she felt no remorse for killing any of the victims.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine.
And she found it all quite funny. So,
well, there it is.
She laughed a lot. Hence, giggling granny. Yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that was that one. That was episode 20.
That was episode 20. That was a wild ride.
It was.
Yeah, these special episodes are always something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked the best.
Last time I was traumatized, this time I'm bewildered.
There's some crazy bitches out there, mate.
Yeah. No, clearly number 30 is your turn again, so God knows what's going to happen then.
Yeah, that's wild, I don't know.
Yeah, she'll have to think about it now.
Yeah.
She'll start thinking about it.
So join us for next episode where we'll be looking into the case of Room 1046. Very mysterious, quite shorter than our usuals as well. Ends on a very much cliffhanger note.
Oh.
Still unsolved to this day.
I love the mysteries.
Really doubt it will ever be solved.
Fair enough.
So,
alright.
We hope you enjoyed the special episode.
It's been a wild ride, people.
It has. Thank you for tuning in.
Stay away from butcher's knives and...
frying pans.
Train
irons,
tracks. Poison.
Maybe just women at the minute in general.
Grannies, definitely.
Grannies, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe if someone wants to get married, maybe just wait a bit.
Yeah, 3-month period required before marriage.
And if someone stabs you, maybe just leave then.
Yep.
Or you might end up
avoid domestic violence if at all possible.
Yeah, or else you might end up on a plate served up for your children.
With your head boiled with the garden vegetables.
Yes.
There's a lot to take from this.
Catherine, now what are you?
The biggest one is that this episode has come to an end.
Yes.
So we will say goodbye. Love you and leave you.
Thank you for tuning in.
We will see you next time for episode 21.
Yeah. So that was Becky.
And that is Beth. And we're signing off. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.